Ranking WoW's worst types of players. We all know them. All right, WoW's worst types of player. I'll tell you, man, don't play with streamers. Those guys are annoying as shit to play with. No, I mean, basically the people that I think about when I'm playing WoW, you got the casual Andes, you got the guys who take this game way too seriously, you got the meta chasers. I mean, these are the kinds of players that I think of when I think of player types. And then you got the RPers, right? The moon guarders who are about to pop their scaly dick into you at any moment. We don't know. But anyways, let's see what's going on here. We all know them, Marcellian and Flames say. Ranking WoW's worst players. Here we go. Let's get into this one. A definite pre-watch. If any of those predictions that I just said come true, I don't know. I'm going to avoid the allegations, I'll be honest. But here we go.
Hey man, why do you have to suck so much at the game, bro? Like, did you ever open your spellbook and dragged bloodlust on your bars?
Oh, God.
You do understand that damage comes out when you press your buttons, right? This is great.
The new favorite is, hey, bro, why don't you try... Oh, is he about to say one-button rotation? Great for you. The one-button rotation is a DPS. Look, you got it. Look. That's classic now. Oh, yeah, why don't you try the one-button rotation? Probably up your DPS.
Because for you, the one-button rotation is a DPS increase of over 9,000%.
Exactly.
Hear
this one all the time.
WoW was made so easy that you can play it with your grandkids at the same time. Your grandpa? WoW is a fun game. It is. It is. Stop lying. You're playing it right now, aren't you? I can see you there farming favors for Astalor. But sometimes WoW can be less fun. But is it less fun because the game sucks, the story is lame, the repair bills are huge, the horde is dead, and the Amani are just the Darkspear customizational options?
Lot to unpack there.
No, surely not all of those. But players. The game is home to a rich assortment of assholes and terrible players, and today we're going to rank them. Now, before we do, I know for a fact that your mom watches this video and will decide if World of Warcraft is a safe space for her precious little offspring.
Oh, she does?
I'm kidding. It's funny because this game is so old that now you are the mom we are talking about.
That's kind of true. My mom did used to say that she kind of liked that I preferred to like raid Karazhan on a Friday night rather than go out sometimes. Because she used to say, well, at least I know you're home. You're not getting into trouble. Right? That's it. WoW, it keeps you out of trouble. Right? I hope my kids play WoW. Keep them out of trouble.
As you can tell, I'm one bad day of making the list as well. So let's start with an easy one.
Number 7, worst players. Okay. The WoW is dead guy. Oh.
You're still playing this video game? WoW is dead, bro.
While they're playing WoW. Or better yet, like the WoW is dead comments that I see all the time on my own YouTube videos, where somebody just clicks a YouTube video about patch, 12.1's release date, and they're commenting WoW is dead. I'm like, but why are you even watching WoW content? What is wrong with you? Do you understand what you're doing? Like, you're causing the algorithm to give you more WoW content, and you're complaining that the game is dead. You're like, people will you still make content for this game? Why? It's a dead game. Like, well, why are you watching this? You understand you're helping the video, right? Not only they watch it, they commented. I don't know, man.
You're playing it right now, man. Yeah, but the game is so over. I'm just waiting until Guild Ashes World Albion comes out this year. It's gonna kill WoW. I don't know, dude. WoW is kind of fun. But you are wrong, man. It's a dead game. And on it goes. Year after year, these seemingly never-ending string of WoW killers keep popping out and keep dying off. That would be one thing, but the annoying bit are the people that actually hate the game so much they
By the way, according to a lot of players, WoW has been dying since Wrath of the Lich King. Like about midpoint Wrath, basically when like Group Finder and stuff got added in Wrath, the game has been dying. So this game has must have had a lot of health or something, because it's evidently been dying now for, what, 20 years? This game's been dying for 20 years. That's crazy, man. It takes a long time to die.
Actively go into WoW video comments, stream chats, party chats, whispers, and so on, just to complain, that WoW is dead. First of all, at this point, we can probably agree that World of Warcraft is never going to die. If Shadowlands didn't kill WoW for good, then we're fine, ladies and gents. But these players insist on trying to convince us that the game has had its shine and it is...
Right, technically we're dying since the day we were born, right? Yeah.
On a very steep
so I guess they're
downward trend. But in reality, they're just trying to convince themselves using us as proxy. The WoW is dead player simply wants to stop playing WoW but can't. The grip of Azeroth is too strong, or Xal'atath's feet too unburdened by footwear, and finds himself logging in again for the weekly vault every Tuesday, Wednesday for EU players, no maintenance, banzai. And when he opens the vault and doesn't see his Biz trinket yet again, goes on a trade chant rant, hoping that at least one person says...
He just flew up and... I don't know if you guys noticed what just happened. He opened his vault and then immediately flying mounted up and dismounted to his death. Suicide by vault. Look, the whole thing about WoW is dead, 8.5 million active monthly accounts. It's funny because like that's considering people will see that number and they'll be like, but WoW was at 12 million at its peak, so 8.5 million, this game's dead. And the crazy thing is, if a MMO came out tomorrow, pay to play, mind you, with a monthly subscription and hit 8.5 million active players, that would be considered to be a raving success and a monumental achievement for the games industry. If a new game came out and was able to achieve that. So it's funny how, it's just all about perspective. People are looking down from the 12 million number and saying this game's dead. But any other gaming company, I mean, if Riot came out with their MMO tomorrow and they hit 8.5 million active paying subscribers, that would be considered like a monumental success for Riot.
You are right, XX Illidan XX.
Would not be a dead game.
WoW is a dead game. We should all play Final Escape Wars 2, a much better MMO. Oh my god, dude, the game is so easy now. You should try Classic, bro. That's where the real challenge is at. And if you pull more than 75% of a mob, you insta-die unless you have health potions, first aid bandages, stamina buffing food, defense enchants on your leveling gear, the best talent setup, you are 100% spending gold to reset out in 10 levels, a shield, a two-hander with perfect sheen on the blade, a staff with spirit, the spirit of a staff, and a party of healers.
Right, but do you want to compare Ragnaros to Lura in terms of boss fight difficulty? We want to put a side-by-side comparison of those two to see which game is more difficult. Are you serious? Lura would frickin', ass clap Ragnaros. There's no comparison in terms. That's why these raids go live in Classic and they're done like in 30s. They're all deleted by level 58s. There's no challenge to them really. Now, in terms of leveling, Classic will always have the best leveling ever made. Honestly, I can't fight that. I love vanilla leveling. It's amazing. And it is more challenging. And that's why Blizzard's maybe trying to do this hard mode stuff. They're trying to put a higher difficulty in terms of heroic world tier and all that stuff. I think that stuff's coming to retail. And it's because of people's love for classic leveling.
Really? That just sounds like you're bad. Nah, man, you don't get it. You will farm Wailing Caverns for 20 hours so you can then get enough gear to AoE farm Eastern Plaguelands with Blizzard for 50 hours for Giga XP gains. Wait, don't you have quests for that? Nah, man. Quests are for pussies. Frostmage slow AoE grind for 3 days straight after work is the real leveling experience. Don't you have to do like a multi-zone, multi-instant, 19 quest chain of an attunement just to get into Black Temple? Anyone can raid, man. But getting to raid? That's the real end game, bro. To be fair, this stereotype can be 100% flipped on its own head. The argument that any player makes regarding retail or classic being better than the other has to be one of the most annoying conversations you can have about a video game that neither side is interested in playing. Classic and retail are so different as far as games are concerned that the crossover in player base is minimal at best. I know you have your guild of friends or your content creator little clique that all swap to Classic when a new version of the old game comes out, but...
We'll see what happens with Classic Plus, but I think both communities are good for the game. I mean, as long as people are playing WoW, it keeps going, right? Everyone's paying a sub, the same amount, whether you're paying Classic or you're playing retail. So Classic Plus potentially could bring back a lot of Classic Andes for sure. And if it ups the sub game, great. Then maybe Blizzard could do more for retail too. And they learn things from Classic too for retail, which is also a good thing.
The reality is, the majority of each game's player base hardly ever steps a single toe in the other's game version. And that is fine. My guy, we are living in the best WoW timeline, where you can literally play any WoW version you want. Go have fun, and if your best friend doesn't want to come with you, no amount of convincing strangers of your version being the best one is going to magically not make you feel lonely when you log into your DPS struggling to find the group, despite tanking and healing being right there.
That was a video, jeez. What the hell happened? Number 5, the worst players, okay. What's this?
Hey, does anyone have details, Scada or Recount?
Yeah, the fucking parsers.
Yo, hey, anyone logging? I think I messed up at one pool, man. You got a 98 percentile parse, bro. Oh, how did I get a 98? I don't even know how to play this class,
people
dude.
love their parses.
I'm just pressing random buttons. Fuck me if this isn't the type of player I personally hate the most. Jesus fucking Christ, the amount of insecurity in these little babies, enough to want everyone to validate their own little bitch ass. Holy.
Yeah.
As far as
the get good bros, the bros who are just always checking the charts and checking the numbers, and that's literally what they get off to. They won't even do mechanics in raid. They just got to parse. That's it. They're here to parse. And they got to get it maxed out, because that's what this ego check game is all about. It's about parsing. It's World of Parses.
I am concerned, these are some of the actual most toxic players that border on energy vampires. People who constantly seek validation and recognition from anyone in the most passive-aggressive way possible, just so that one person saying they did great offsets
like Sam looking at his healing meters. To be fair, okay, I play Blood DK, for anyone who doesn't know. When I mention the healing meters, it's because I'm shocked sometimes by them. I'm like, oh shit, how am I number 1 in healing? And it's like, doesn't make sense to me, because I'm not trying to like necessarily be number 1 in anything. I don't give a shit. I just want to kill the boss. But when it happens, I'm like, oh, what's going on? I'm actually doing this right for some reason. And in reality, what's happening is I'm probably taking a lot of damage and healing it back up. The truth is, if I avoid damage, my healing's going to technically be less. So that's like it's a weird game to play, where if I intentionally take damage, I'll heal more. There's that side of things too. So yeah, when I mention the meters, I'm actually joking around a lot of times.
The 25 years of their dad never saying, I'm proud
People
of you.
pad the meters that way, exactly.
I understand this is a personal pet peeve of mine, which is why this isn't ranked the highest on the list. There are arguably worse players than these guys, for sure. The DPS flexor doesn't just extend to DPS, but literally any attempt at forcing attention their way makes these people some of the most insufferable players I personally had the displeasure of encountering.
Right. Number 4, worst players.
Has everyone got their flasks?
The what?
Yeah, dude.
I missed it. What was it? The overly what? The overly min-maxer guy. Okay.
Flasks. Yeah, dude.
Feast up, flask up.
Do we have a rogue for the atrophic poison debuff?
Oh, God.
Dude, the debuff is so wonky, it's not even functioning half the time. Who cares? If we don't get a rogue, the synergy value goes down. We need the debuff for max efficiency. Also, we need another devourer. We already have 3. Liquid and Echo had 4. Bro, do you know better than Max and Scripe? I've seen your purple parses. They're not even orange. Motherfucker, we're in LFR. The easy.
I've literally had people talk about this because they want to max out their parses, so they want you to have the right group comp to make sure that they can max out their parses. People care so much. People have said in my own comments section, hey, this guy says the news. He's got gray parses. How the fuck is he out here telling us how to play the game? I'm like, bro, I'm just reading about fucking transmog and the news for the week and the patch release date. What was my parse matter for? That kind of shit happens all the time. And that's why these guys care, is because they literally rank themselves in terms of how good their parses are, which is why they care so much about shitty-ass group comps and what they're worth. You know what I care about in a group? Do we have lust? Can we get a summons? That's what I give a shit about. The rest of it, yeah, we'll be fine.
Content min-maxer might not be the most infuriating player off the bat, but likely is the cause of some of the largest amounts of class and spec discrimination. This player takes meta compositions and spec performance to the ridiculous extreme seriousness where every run of every raid and every dungeon has to have the absolute best comp possible. We've been yapping for so many years about the fact that people should be playing what they like, and we aren't the only ones. Ironically, we make meta tier lists, but that's for fun, okay?
Eggsy says, but for the longest time, the game was like that. You're right. The game did used to really require you to bring a diversification of classes for a lot of, especially for raid content, like making sure you have certain classes in your raid. But Blizzard's honestly watered a lot of that down. Like a lot of these classes share a lot of the same buffs. It's not going to make a difference whether you bring this or that. I understand some people like want to have an augmentation evoker or a shaman for certain totems because it's going to help them out and it's going to help out the raid. That's fine. But this like ultra requirement for these random back end little buffs and shit so they can try to go from a 98 to a 99 parse, it's ridiculous.
WoW is indeed a competitive game, and having an efficient comp does indeed make the runs smoother if people know how to play the meta comps better, or at least at the same level as their off-meta mains, and if the content difficulty to the performance potential ratio exploits the meta synergy properly, and if the added percentile of performance makes the difference between a kill and a wipe. That's a lot of ifs, and can you guess how many of these a regular group ends up fulfilling? If you guessed almost zero, you would be right 75% of the time, which is a lie, by the way, since I just made that number up. But just as I made that statistic up, so did your min-maxer raid leader made up his hypothetical spreadsheet on comp performance glazed with a bit of world-first player frosting, enough to justify his inevitable rants at people being bad despite them playing the meta class. Dude, just chill. For what it's worth, insofar as Marcellian and I garnered a tiny bit of authority on the subject, we can tell you for a fact that as
every raid buff is it helps. Of course, now, I understand, yes. Fort buff helps increase death strike healing. No doubt, it's good to bring a variety. But there's the people who will, they'll leave. There's the guys he's talking about are not your regular, like, hey, maybe look for a shaman for this buff. Okay. Sure, we'll look for a shaman, and we find a shaman, we invite them, that's good. But there's people who will, like, they'll just leave the raid. They're like, if we're not going to maximize the group comp, then I'm out of here. You guys are all fucking idiots. You don't know how to play this game. And the truth is, like, we didn't see a Demon Hunter queue the entire time the queue was up. What are we going to do, fucking wait all day? We're just going to move on. So that's the difference. He's not talking about raid comp being something you should never consider. No, he's talking about the guys who like refuse to play the game unless the composition's perfectly sustaining them.
As long as you are not a world first player aiming for world first ranking, playing a world first spec is not required. That extends to Hall of Fame and other really prestigious achievements like M+ title and such. But outside of that, go invite your affliction warlocks. I'm tired of playing demonology.
Number 3.
Hey dude. I just inspected you and noticed you have the wrong talents for the spec you are playing that's totally different than mine. How the hell do you know that? I know, bro. I just alt-tabbed, pulled up warcraftlogs.com, tabbed to the raid boss we are about to fight, filtered through the top parsers for your spec, checked all of their talents, and 51% of them are using a different talent than you are right now. What the fuck, man? How far removed from getting laid are you really? Also, I inspected your gear and you are missing an enchant on that piece of armor you just looted 7 minutes ago. You could have asked for a summoning portal during those 3 seconds of out of combat time when the warlock was sitting down to eat so she could get her HP back up. If Social Recluse had a name, it would be the Inspector, and they would play WoW just to annoy the fuck out of their party members. This, of course, extends to pointing out mistakes, and most of the time either passive-aggressively, some of the time condescendingly, and all of the time unsolicited. In our Romanian culture, we have a strong emphasis on mind your damn business, and maybe this is irking me more than it should. I am curious if it's the same for you right now, watching the video and just clicking the like and subscribe buttons. And if you, dear Inspector player, if you are watching this video right now, I sincerely hope you run out of repair gold after a 0.5% wipe on a 2-week progression boss with no warlock available in your raid group. Go yourself.
Number 2. Oh, it's getting worse, guys. It's getting worse.
Does everyone know all the mechanics?
It's just a game, bro.
If there's something you don't know, just say it. I can go over it again. No biggie. We just been on this boss for 4 days. I just don't want to wipe on the first AoE soak again.
I can relate to this. I can. The fact that I'm still explaining the Lyria mechanics, you know, it's like, I mean, guys, eventually we just need to understand what's going on here. It'd be really nice if we did. This fight didn't come out yesterday, please. Please don't make me re-explain it.
All right, I'm guessing everybody knows what to do. Yo, I saw you, man. You did the mechanic wrong. Why didn't you say you still didn't know this one?
Yeah, this bothers me. I'm not gonna lie, this bothers me.
Soak. Hey, bro, it's just a game. We are getting close.
So this is like the opposite end of the parser, right? This is not the guy who's checking the parses and trying to go from 98 to 99. This is the guy who doesn't give a fuck to the extent that he starts to waste everybody else's time. And it's like, and yet he starts blaming us, right? I'm like, come on, man. I'm not even checking the DPS chart. I don't even care if you're hitting the boss. Just please don't wipe the entire raid. I just asked if everybody knew what to do, and you didn't say anything. I would have told you what to do. But you didn't say anything, and then you went and wiped the entire raid because you took the frontal to everybody and wiped us. Can we please just know what to do so we're not killing everybody? Thank you.
To who you thought of first when you clicked on this video. And this particular type of player doesn't get enough of a spotlight in my opinion. And
it's just a game, guys.
The type of player that puts zero effort.
It's just a game where you should be playing delves, okay? You should not be doing group content, and you haven't even taken a second to know anything. And by the way, I didn't even require the person to take a second to know anything. I was going to explain it to them. But they didn't even care to know the explanation. They're just going in dick first and blind. Great.
Into learning a fight, or more colloquially known as, it's just a game, bro. I know it's just a game, bro, but it's also my hobby and my personal time I invest. And this just a game focuses on cooperation, teamwork, towards achieving a goal. I'm glad your 8 hours per day spent on transmogging gives you the same game time value as wiping on a boss for 4 days straight. But the idea is to kill the boss, not just press buttons for as long as your character has a pulse. This type of player is responsible for why we have toxic players shitting on everybody, or at least it promotes that type of toxicity. Listen, enjoy the game, chill and casual as much as you want. Look at me. Very closely.
Okay.
You are not wrong for taking the game less serious. It's fine. But don't fucking do it.
No, I don't mind when mistakes happen. Mistakes are going to happen. Somebody's going to panic and they're going to pull something. They're going to drop something where they shouldn't have. That shit's going to happen. I don't take it so seriously that person needs to be berated and then kicked out of the raid for making a mistake one time. But it's the person who's like, doesn't give a fuck to the extent where they're literally causing us to waste time. Multiple times. Okay, 1 time fine, 2 times, come on, man, get your shit together. And then it just starts to become a habit where, like, this guy clearly don't give a shit. He's just fucking around. Almost doing it intentionally. That's when I start to get annoyed.
In a challenging content where everyone is struggling to clear it, and your lazy ass came in with broken gear, no tactics read, barely know how to play your class, and you want ahead of the curve? Weekly 10s? The game is thankfully made for all skill levels and manner of player. And if you want to just chill out and it's just a game it all day, that's all good. Just know that Mythic Plus and Heroic rating are not for you.
Yeah, they're not for you, exactly. Number 1. Who's number 1?
Hey man,
oh, the toxic
why do
guy?
You have to suck
not
so much at the game, bro? Like, did you ever open your spellbook and dragged Bloodlust on your bars?
Yes. Yeah, we've seen these guys.
You do understand that damage comes.
And by the way, these toxic guys, like, everything will be going fine. Like, we would have just one-shotted 5 bosses, and he'll get mad at one guy who, I don't know, dispelled 2 seconds too early or something, and just go off on him. And then it starts to cause problems, and people get nervous, people stop playing good, and oh no, now it's all falling apart. Or you'll be in a Mythic Plus, and one guy, maybe his DPS is not exactly where it should be. And even though, like I said, we're going to time the key, everything's going fine, and he'll be like, anybody below 80k damage shouldn't be running a plus 12 key. I don't know if that number is accurate at all, but like that's the kind of shit that you'll start to hear. You're like, why'd you say anything, man? Everything's fine. Okay, this guy's damage is a little bit low, but everything's fine. We're doing fine. If his damage was the problem, then we could fix it. But it's not, so why don't you just shut the fuck up and keep going, please?
Comes out when you press your buttons, right? I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. This is great because for you, the one button rotation is a DPS increase of over 9,000%. WoW was made so easy that you can play it with your grandkids at the same time. Your grandpa. And we all know the toxic player.
Yeah, I agree. By the way, 80k would be low for a 12. He might actually break the key for you. But seriously, people will complain about like not overachieving. Like if someone's just doing what they should be doing, some people will get mad that like the other two guys are like big time overachievers and they're pumping their asses off. And in reality, the guy who's maybe at I don't know, 120k, 100k is not doing too bad. But they're just not doing as good as the other two DPSs, so they're going to get called out. Everything's going fine, but they still got to call them out.
Most commonly accepted as the rank 1 douche, the numero uno butthole, often seen using all caps and creative ways to spell all sorts of demonetizing words. Unfortunately, this is not an uncommon stereotype, and you can find these people in every area of life whenever accountability is reduced to 0, and you cannot be punched in the face as a result. And if you think that's a barbaric way to look at things, you have never witnessed behavior being more quickly corrected than a thread of the teeth being realigned, and you clearly have a much higher opinion of human beings than we do. Honestly, this is an internet symptom, more so than a World of Warcraft induced one, but the toxic player does indeed make for some of the most unfortunate new player experiences in WoW and online gaming as a whole, as well as generally just unpleasant for everyone involved. But things can always get better with buffs, and yes, what better way to wipe the bitterness and angriness off of your tongue than a teaspoon of sweet positivity. Check out our coverage on the most recent class buffs right here.
Nice video overall. Funny stuff. Yes, a lot of these players are real, no doubt. You'd get mad. What was it? You'd be pissed if a healer was doing half-ass. Why not be upset if the DPS is button mashing? Look, there is certainly times where, yes, you can be a little bit upset at a person for like not doing their part, right? And it causes the key to break. They're making everything harder on you because they're not pulling their weight. But what I'm talking about is there are people who, no matter how the group is, you got to understand how rankings work, right? There's 3 DPS at a group of 5. One of those 3 is going to be below the other 2. And I've seen plenty of people where like all 3 DPS are fucking pumpers, right? They're all doing great. But one guy's in 3rd place, and the number 1 guy, no matter how good that 3rd place guy is doing, he's going to call him out. Be like, hey man, why don't you up your numbers a little bit? You're last on our DPS chart right now. You go, what the hell, man? Yeah, they're in 3rd place. There's 2 other DPS in here. I do a little bit better than him, but everyone's doing great. And there's just people who look for a reason to be toxic. That's the guy who pisses everybody off. It's fair to call out somebody who, like I said, maybe they're pulling 20k, 30k lower than they should be, and it's gonna risk breaking the key. Like we might not be able to time the key because this one guy is just not really pulling his weight. Okay, fine. Then you get a little bit upset. But I'm telling you, there's toxic guys out there who are just looking to call somebody out all the time because they just want to show off. I mean, like, I'm number 1. Why are you number 2? Huh? Why don't you try to get better at the game, bro? And yeah, those guys are annoying as shit. Anyways, a funny-ass video from Marcellian and Flame. Nice one.